Okay. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing with today's post-close grain and livestock comments. Lots to cover here. I'm going to try and wrap it up. The weekend has started. We are closed tomorrow for the holiday. We won't open up until Sunday. So a bad day, but a good week. That's my take on the grains. For the day, July corn down 3.5 cents. For the week, up 4 3/4. Decent corn for the day, down 4 3/4 cent at 4.44. But for the week, up 3 3/4 cents. So a victory on the week. With spot beans for the day down 9.5, but for the week up 9 1/4. If we hadn't had today, we would have had a pretty good recovery week in the beans. Novi beans for the day down 6.5, for the week up 11 3/4. A big outside week up for the new crop beans. July wheat, that's what I wanted to get to. Down 7 on the day, but for the week up 21 3/4. Excuse me, up 21 1/4 cent. That is almost a key reversal. We really didn't settle on the highs, but still a huge outside day up. You got to love it because we know the funds are short wheat. I hope they have their faces ripped off and have to buy it all back. That's what I hope for. Because if that happens, it's going to help the farmer. Same thing. They're short corn. I hope they're short and wrong and have to buy back everything they just sold. As far as the beans go, last week they had dumped about 90,000 contracts. They were still long. Hopefully, they'll flip a switch and get long there as well. It is the 18th. There is a report on the 30th. That report on the 30th you can defend with weekly options. I think it's a July week 2. Take a look at it. You don't have to go out and buy 30, 40 days, 60 days worth of protection if you're just worried about that report, and vice versa. If you're Super Bowl and you want to buy this dip, but you don't want to spend a fortune, buy yourself a cheap call. You could be a hero after that report if it turns around that we have a weather issue. You don't have to spend a lot, guys. I can't say that enough. Moving over to the changes in July wheat, down 7 again for the day, but up 21 1/4 for the week. Cotton, same thing, down 7 cents, but for the week, up 3 1/4. A really good recovery in cotton there as well. Cotton had gotten hammered and starting to rebuild there, hopefully. In the protein complex, again, lower across the board. You have people taking protection in front of this cattle on feed. Cattle on feed was not as bearish as people had thought. I'm going to read it to you right now as soon as I can pull it up on the screen. Okay, cattle on feed, 102 on feed. The guess was 102.3. The placements were 90. The guess was 92.8. So lower placements there. Marketings were 88 versus an 89 guess. So at first blush, a little bit more positive than people thought based on the placements. Placements in feedlots during May totaled 1.7 million head, 10% below 2025. The cattle and calves on feed was 11.7 million head. That was 2% above where we were last year. So that's the big takeaway there. Not bearish. We'll see what happens on Monday. We did have guys taking protection today. August fat cattle was down 225 at 246.62. Excuse me, that was August. Yeah, fat cattle. August feeders down 82 cents at 366.60. My guess is on Monday we'll open steady, maybe a little bit better based on these numbers. For the week, for the week, August fat cattle finished up 545. For the week, August feeder cattle finished up 9.2. And the only disappointment were the July hogs. They were slightly higher on the day, but for the week, down 2.425. Disappointing week there as well. We did manage to finish above 95 cents, 95.025. You got to watch next week. If 94 fails, it opens up the door to 90. There's continuing to be sell pressure there, especially in the deferred months. So that's my takeaway. Gold down about 134 bucks. Excuse me. Silver well under 76 where we were just about 10 days ago. Checking into silver here real quick. July silver 66 66.30. So down almost $5, down 448. The outside markets, we have a new Fed chairman, and yesterday for 10 seconds we had a pullback and they called it a crash. Never seen that before. I've seen it before. Now every time the S&P goes down, it's a crash. The S&P finished at 75.08. The all-time high is 76.28. If that's a crash, I'll take it all day long, guys. It's not. The Dow Jones finished almost at 52,000, 51,961. Again, did we have a little blip yesterday? Yeah. Is 500 points meaningful at this point? No. When you're at 52,000, 1% move is 500 points. And my entire life, I was always taught that 5% or less is noise. 5% of 52,000, it's 2,500 points. So you're going to you have to get used to having 2,500 point moves. Maybe not on a daily basis, but certainly on a weekly basis. So that's my 2 cents on not paying attention to what the media says about the stock market. You'll know if we have the Dow Jones is at 52,000. If we have a 10% correction, that's going to be 10,400 points. You'll know about that. Other than that, it's just a waiting game as to when it's going to happen. And then the other question will people completely lose their minds when that happens? Probably, because we live in an age dominated by social media. Okay, guys, have a great rest of the weekend. It's going to be a long weekend. We'll be back at it Sunday night. RobinsonAgMarketing.com is my website. If you're looking for turnkey advice, when to make cash sales, I have specific cash sales, and they're all written down. They don't disappear into ether. All my hedges are out there as well. Every time I make a hedge recommendation, it's on an email. It's saved out there forever. You can bench race me. You can Monday morning quarterback me. There's plenty of guys that do what I do. I've been working with farmers and producers now for 16 years. Prior to that, I spent 20 years on the floor of the Board of Trade. That was my background. I was not a broker. I was a trader, scalper. I made my living there every day, and probably would have never gotten into this business if the floor had gone away. But I'm lucky that I did. I feel honored and privileged. I get to work with a lot of producers. My job is to help you make better cash sales. My job is to help you look for good hedges that make sense, that help protect you and keep you from feeling like you have to make bad cash sales. If you're a farmer or a rancher, you're always long. So you're like the goalie in the NHL or the goalie in, I guess, soccer. It's the most important position on the field. You're the last line of defense, and that's why we lean towards recommending defensive put options, because you're already long the grain, you're already long the animals. And so if you're looking for help, give me a call, 312-638-8868. Have a great rest of the weekend. Take care.